Hey everyone, Miacidae here. Welcome back to Darkest Dungeon. So today the plan is to go into the Cove to get this cherished prayer book for the Anointed. So, as you can see, it has what would normally be some kinda bad downsides, because the Anointed heal isn't great to begin with, even though it is an AoE heal, but it would give him a cure, bleed, and blight. However, on this run, it doesn't heal anyway. So, for the fact that it doesn't heal and suddenly gains a cure, bleed, and blight, the Anointed's gonna get really good really quick. So I figured I'd go get it from the Cove. Now that being said, it is a medium, so that it is a slightly higher risk, and it has the Dwimmerlake now. Who I really did not want to mess with, but Dwimmerlake. So yeah, since none of the other trinkets from any of the other bosses really look good, other than maybe the farmstead, which I will have to go in eventually, and the weighted chains actually do sound somewhat good, I just really wanted this trinket. So we're gonna go do this. Now, I may sound a little bit different today. Might sound quieter, might sound louder, I'm not sure. I've been somewhat playing around with this thing for a little bit now. I do have a new mic, so do let me know if I'm too quiet, if I'm too loud, what you think. I will take those adjustments into consideration, and I will be tweaking things on my own depending upon how I think I sound. But let me know down in the comments what you think, because I'll take that into consideration as well. But for today's party that we're going to be going into the Cove with, we have Yugi, the Oni. She's probably going to be taking the most damage since she will be marked. At least, for things that target the front row. So that's why we have the stone clamshell shield on her. So that gives her plus protection, so she takes less damage. On being hit, she'll knock things back. On being hit, she'll also lower the target's accuracy and crit rate. Ton of bonuses there. I love it, especially on someone that I expect to be hit a lot. And she will be hit a lot. I also forgot to upgrade her gear, so we will go do that really quick. Since she is level 1, might as well get her more HP and damage. We will also be using the Ibaraki Inro, so this gives her plus crit, minus riposte damage, but on any attack hit, which all she has is attacks, she will activate a riposte. So I do not have to use Conpai to give her a riposte. So I can open with Inexorable Advance, immediately marking her, so Obliterate and Shattering Roar do more damage, and then she immediately gets a riposte. So our other moves are going to be Obliterate, because while she's marked, Inexorable Advance, she does plus damage and accuracy while she's marked. These bonuses also apply to her riposte. Obliterates for the first 2 rows, Shattering Roar back 2 rows, Inexorable Advance normally would stun. I do want to point that out. This is just my Murgle actually wrote this patch for me, so Inexorable Advance does not stun anymore. So all it does is mark her now. If you're playing along, your Inexorable Advance probably will stun unless you removed that as well. And then we have Mountain Breaker. I don't expect to run into a size 2, but it does have armor piercing, and then those bonuses would also apply to a riposte. We then have Ghost, the Vessel, Nail Strike to move forward, Piercing Slash to do more damage, Armor Piercing and move back, Lacerating Cyclone if I want to do bleeding damage and do damage to both 2 and 3, Crippling Lunge to move forward, minusing their dodge, bypassing guard, hitting 2, 3, or 4. He's also going to be our Scouter, so he has plus 15% scout chance because of the Wayward Compass, also giving him a plus 2 crit. And then we're going to do a little bit of shenanigans here between them and the Anti. So they have the Gathering Swarm. This minuses their speed by 2, but they still have 6 speed. And plus 75% gold chance on kill, so they will be getting a lot of gold for us. And then because we have the Anti, our gold stack limit is 2,500, so we can just stack a lot of gold. Then with the Anti, all we're really going to be doing is Nervous Stab or Invigorating Vapors, upping our dodge. Then the trinkets on Montgomery, the Anti, are Aggression Tactics, so we have a better chance of surprising monsters. And the Bag of Marbles, upping their dodge to 20 before we even use Invigorating Vapors. And then we have a new Estranged, because I'm pretty sure our old Estranged died. I could be wrong on that. A lot of people have died, actually. Let me go double check this. Yeah, Celiba had already died. So we have a new Estranged. This one's going to be doing Twisting Arrow and Pierce Earth for the most part, but Scraping Driver if I want to finish off a bunch of enemies, or Stinging Skewer if I want to get back into row 3 or 4. Pierce Earth is a pull, hitting 3 and 4, also doing more damage. Twisting Arrows hits 1, 2, 3, or 4, so it can hit row 1, mainly what I'm going to be using it for, or if Pierce Earth is on cooldown, and has a debuff attached to it, lowering speed and dodge. Now we have the Blighting Respirator, doing more accuracy and damage versus anything that's bladed, and on hit will, versus anything that's bladed, I know it says stress minus 7%, but that means she gets minus stress received, not she will reduce her stress by 7%. So it's still within the rules of the estate. Then we have the Poison Skull, so she gets more crit and damage versus anything that's bladed, and on attack hit will blight more stuff. So she has a lot of stuff going for herself in there. So we're going to have a lot of fun with that. Let's upgrade people's gear here really quick, just so we have an easier time in the medium. We're going to be bringing back more gold than I spent. And we have the bank bringing in, what is it? Close to 5,000 there, so almost covers the expenses right there. And we'll see what happens. So of course I'm gonna bring all the food I can and a bunch of bandages, just because. Medicinal herbs, a few keys, some torches, and we'll call it that.
The smell of rotting fish.
Alright, so if we're exploring rooms, we're gonna go down first. And we're going to ignore every bloodsucker we get. I do not want to mess with them very much.
Misfortune.
At least not as of yet. Do I have any forced interactions? I do not, so I will come back for that bag. And we have the Lost Legion here. So, they have a very good bleed chance. So, let's get them bleeding first. Then we're going to Pierce Earth, pulling them forward, blighting them. And then advancing, taking a... yeah, let's take out the Missionary because the Bleed and Blight gets them. Also marking Yugi and getting the riposte up. Then gonna Flash Powder on the Deadbolt, just so it doesn't hit us as hard, and that did not go off. And of course they hit the ante, moving them back.
Great is the weapon
One
that
down.
cuts on its own.
It's kind of interesting that that's a mark now instead of an expiate, but it is what it is. Get the Deadbolt. They blight out. Gonna up our dodge. And the person with the highest dodge still gets hit. They blight out.
Unforeseen.
We're going to move forward so we can Piercing Slash next. We are going to obliterate the Errant here. Smack the Judicator. Piercing Slash moving back, getting our gold.
Maintain the offensive.
Up dodge. Pierce Earth. And it looks like we're just going to be able to obliterate them if they, yeah, okay. I thought they might hit Yugi there, but they didn't, so. Punch.
Destroyed.
Do you think that shattered the helmet when they punched him in the face? Or do you think it just crunched the helmet in on them? Either way, it obliterates them. It's just how they obliterated them that has me curious. Alright, up we go. Let's get all the junk here. Search the fishy. I love me my antiques. Search the bags. Give more antiques. And up we go again. Not going to do anything to the bloodsuckers. They can eat again. Almost at full health on the ante after that battle. Search the fishy again. was kinda hoping to get my, stuff back. And of course, every time I go to torch while I'm moving, I hit a trap. I should learn by now. You'd think I would. But no. But no. And now Ghost is stunned, so he can't hit the Sea Maggot. But we can take out the Stinger.
Another abomination cleansed from our lands.
Hey, there's even a whole fist-sized hole in the Stinger.
Back to the pit.
Oh, that's bad. Taking what we can.
Remind yourself
Leaving
that
the rest.
confidence is a slow and insidious
Then
killer.
we'll go down. Get the curio there. On our way back, at least. They can eat again, hungry little buggers. There are 2 obstacles there, so I probably should not be using the shovel. But we might find another one. Now, do I want to give... Because I do need the blood. We'll leave the bust there. Even though I actually kind of need it. Now, I do need the shovels. Unless this is a bog wall there. Which it could be because of the creeping mist. But I am kind of doubting that. So this is our last shovel. Unless we find more.
Wealth beyond measure.
Love the gold,
Awarded
love
to
the
brave
antiques.
and the foolhardy alike.
This is already worth a gold stack right there. Actually, more than that, if I can math. Which, once again, I would not trust my math. Oh, I was hoping for the damage buff. It's a 15 or is it a 20% damage buff from that thing? I can never remember. If it's 15%, it also comes with other buffs, I believe, like a crit buff or something like that. Maybe it's an accuracy. I can't remember. Okay, 90 on Ghost, 60, 60. Alright, well, Ghost, the trap, please. No one else is very good at it. You know, I'm just gonna go for it.
Packs laden with
Probably
loot
should have done that back
are
there as
often
well.
low on supplies.
There's that symbiosis, the bloodsucker eldritch thing. That creeps me out. It's like a jellyfish. I'm pretty sure it has the same moves as the jellyfish. It just counts as a bloodsucker that can maybe give me the Crimson Curse. I'm not entirely sure. Like, it is rather new. Like, as of me recording this, I'm pretty sure it's only been out a few days.
Annihilated.
That or I've been incredibly unlucky and not found it. Well, I mean, you hit Yugi, minus accuracy. Let's get the mark going. Only 2 bleed. I mean, on the Estranged, that's not great, but
Decimated.
it's only a 2 bleed.
The blood quickens.
Piercing Slash. Let's hit the Guardian because of the protection there. Then Twisting Arrows isn't going to do much, but it will Blight. Obliterate. And lower the accuracy so we don't get hit. So he's healing with both that and dodge and somehow still hits. Oh yeah, it does give the Crimson Curse. Look at that. Alright, well, I'm just gonna get rid of the corpse. 'Cause I have a plan. Not a great plan, but a plan. I just need to be able to do it.
Press this advantage.
And there's my money.
Quarter.
Why was Ghost so slow? Like, he's faster than everyone there. Except the symbiosis there, but...
Be gone, fiend.
That's a lot of blood. And once again, there's the shovel that I'm probably gonna need. Okay, so one battle here, and then there's nothing till the last few rooms. Screw it, let's campfire.
A spark without
Feast for the health and the
is
stress.
a goal without hope.
I believe it was the Estranged. That can be devil... yeah, prevent nighttime ambush. Does lower our torch considerably. After that... Trinket Scrounge. Hey, that's not what I wanted. But 2,225 gold is gold. We're gonna Hone Blade on Ghost for the damage. We can do... I know I've done this before and I can just never remember exactly how it works. So let's do Warm Up. First of all, for the accuracy, the crit and the speed. And then if I've already prevented a nighttime ambush and then I guarantee a nighttime ambush, I believe that prevent first makes it so that the guarantee doesn't happen. And then if I were to camp again, the Demon Festival happens. I could be very wrong about that. Nope. I was... Oh yeah, I am.
Of men.
they almost ambushed me. Or they were going to ambush me, you saw the thing. And now if I camp again, they're going to ambush me. But I can't camp again. So now I just walk and heal. Yeah. Strange things happen, man. Strange things happen. Alright, let's get the anti-searching this for the torch that I'm gonna need. Take it all. I didn't realize I had the crest here, but I actually really do need the crests. I think I need them more than anything right now. There's that Jagged Anemone again. Can I Piercing Slash? Take it out. Let's do that, and then everyone else can take out the Thrall.
Executed with impunity.
6 damage from the anti is not something that you generally expect. Alright, then we can Twisting Arrows Throw.
As the fiend falls, a faint hope blossoms. A singular strike.
See Slater almost down. We're going to yeah, we'll obliterate this Slater, leaving the Bosun for everyone else. Back by 2. Just hitting the corpse, because give me my money.
Obliterated.
Hey, another trinket.
These nightmarish creatures can
Alright,
be felled.
well,
They
we got
can be
decisions to
beaten.
make. Did I scout at all? I did not. Okay. So, Coral Vermin, plus 5 accuracy if has the Pelagic Plague. 10 if has the Pelagic Embrace, for a grand total of 15 if you have the Pelagic Embrace. And then on any action, you have a And then on any action, you have a chance to gain the Pelagic Plague. Don't worry about the alarms that are going off in my house. That should be just because the air quality sucks today. And they want me to know to not go outside. That I am not going to do. Let me math this out. The Jades are not going to be worth a gold stack. So we're going to get rid of those. The Onyxes actually almost aren't worth a gold stack. So I'm going to do this really quick. That's worth 5,500 right there. The Silver Severance actually isn't worth a gold stack, so if I want to get rid of that, I could. I also want the Deeds, so I'm going to get rid of those for the Onyxes right now. Just because I actually do need them to upgrade, what was it, the Blacksmith or something like that. And then I'll take the Coral Vermin, just because the Pelagic Plague... Actually, no. I don't want the Pelagic Plague on anyone on this run because... reasons. Oh, I didn't realize this is like a leech with coral growing on it. That's actually kind of cool. The biggest reason I can give is, depending upon who I have it on, like the Plague Doctor, for instance, she can actually heal someone, if I remember right. If you look at my last state, the Plague Doctor was healing people, if I recall correctly. It has some really good buffs, and the heal is like a very minor, very rare instance, and like she was giving a lot of buffs and things like that. But the heal kind of goes against what I was doing with the estate, so we're just going to leave the Coral Vermin. We'll take this on Yugi. So that is plus 20% damage for 3 battles. No. Because didn't we already have that? That might have been the de-stress, okay. Which is nice. Ooh, we were surprised for once instead of the tactics things. Alright, we are going to Crippling Lunge, hit the Grouper. Grouper down. Pierce. No, let's hit the Stinger. Stinger Blighted for 1. We're going to... marking, advancing, taking out the jellyfish. The fact that we were surprised and they're not taking their actions is kind of funny. Alright, Piercer. Not sure how you missed the big guy and yet still hit the corpse, but you do you. Piercing Slash, hit Maggot, which translates to Guardian. Smack him. Lower accuracy. And obliterate.
Precision and power.
Obliterate again. And poke. Yay!
This expedition at least promises success.
Alright, let's cure the bleeding there. We'll be over that. And we'll continue on along. The reason I'm keeping the torches is once again because of the bog wolves. "14 minor antiques, not a single major." We'll keep continuing on because there's a curio here, which could be something. Once again, I thought this was a door. This one's throwing me for a loop.
In Radiance, may we find victory.
Oh, didn't find a single shielded urchin. I almost forgot about them. Till here. Alright, we have Yugi marked. Piercing Slash, take out the grouper that we just hit. You made a very fatal mistake there, buddy. Is your head on the wall now? Splattered? Alright, we are... Yeah, let's hit the shielded urchin, because if we blight it... I was hoping we'd hit for 5, then blight it, but that's fine. And then Stinger, nope, that's a miss. Okay. Well, this is all set up to finish it next round. So... Obliterate.
Another one falls.
Twisting arrows, and then whatever wants to hit the stinger can hit the stinger. I want my gold. I retract that statement. Ghost can hit this stinger. I want my gold. I'm being a little greedy. Speak of the devil, rare antique. Okay. Also, life crystal could actually be kinda good. We didn't scout, which kinda bugs me. Hey, it's you guys again. How you doing? Hi, guys. Advancing. Great riposte. Piercing Slash. Take out Levy, please. Levy bleeds. Flash Powder on Deadbolt. Pierce Earth, bring him in? Nope, okay. Good luck hitting Ghost. You can try. Well, they got their buffs set up, that's for sure. Obliterating Missionary. Pierce Earth didn't go on cooldown, so we'll do this again. Hitting the Friar. And then we're going to Crippling Lunge onto the Missionary. I was hoping to take them out. Well, they're going to be in a little song and dance, which isn't good for them. Well, maybe not because of the Missionary, but... it'll be a little too late for them. Deadbolt down. Friar down. And Missionary about to go down. That sounds so wrong when I think back on what I just said.
Seize this momentum.
Phrasing, people, phrasing. The Legionary... Nope, we're just dropping that.
Glittering gold, trinkets and baubles, paid for in blood.
Alright, that's everything. Kinda surprised Yugi got... No, I'm not surprised she got as hurt as she did, but I'm kinda surprised she didn't get more hurt and I didn't have to use some food heals. Kinda surprised I didn't use more food heals, to be honest.
This fight is morbid.
Alright, so we did get the Cherished Prayer Book for the Anointed. That's going to be big because, like I said, the Anointed's heal, the AoE heal, is a AoE. So it targets everyone but him, if I remember correctly. Or his friendly, or his guard can even be the Cure Bleed Blight. Then 27,000 gold, a bunch of heirlooms, so 20 crests, 7 deeds, and then 8 portrait. All of which are going to go to good use. Ghost hit level 2, Survivalist on Yugi. Montgomery and Belcott there, the Estranged, are both level 1. Huge.
In time, you will know the tragic extent of my failings.
Madam's Wisdom. Students of the Vixen report she is a compassionate, hands-on instructor with a passion for teaching. Frankly, you'll have to look past their flushed faces and disheveled garments. The results are undeniable. Idle Vixens gain 1 resolve level. Oh, she's gonna hit level 4. Not sure how I feel about that. Plus disease and stress relief received on next quest. That actually, I mean, her hitting level 4 isn't the worst thing. It'd be if she hit level 5 or 6, that would screw me. I think we need another Omen Seeker. Another Prefect wouldn't be bad. We'll just hire everyone here.
Barbaric rage and unrelenting
For now, I'll be focusing on the higher levels of people. Like, if I have duplicates, where I can. The reliable hat for the Musketeer wouldn't be a bad thing to go get. Oh. The Gifted Book of Secrets. I didn't think I would be able to go fight the Kraken is the big deal here. I'm not sure how viable the Kraken is gonna be, but I want that Gifted Book of Secrets. I really want it. In all honesty, it depends upon which Kraken arms I get. We're doing it. Once again, I know I should not be doing this. I know that this is pretty stupid. But the payoff is almost undeniable. Alright, so I want to preface how stupid, once again, this is. I'm not sure the Kraken is actually... This is the other thing, is I'm not sure how viable the Kraken is going to be without, like, heals and very good luck. So this is going to be kind of a testing, go feel him out type deal. I know it's very stupid to go fight the Kraken with level 0 heroes. We're just going to have to feel that one out. I should go level up gear, though. Let's see if I can't get a upgrade here, and I can't. Unless I traded stuff in. Which I don't think I'm gonna do. Okay. So, yeah, the whole reason we're doing this is because that Gifted Book of Secrets. The Practitioner is already really good for the estate with how I'm using the Invoke Enra to lower accuracy. But this also crits a lot already. Like, every few hits will crit. So if I put this on him and it's curing Bleed and Blight, that opens up a lot more avenues for, like, using practitioners to just, like, essentially save things. Because we're not healing or anything like that. They're already lowering accuracy, so every run they go on, they're essentially what's causing me to not get hurt. And if I do, and I have this on them as well, they're kind of going to be like what I have for the Anointed now, of causing me to not get hurt then. So the plan for the Kraken is to bleed the ever-living hell out of it. Well, even here, our new Hellion is going to have bleed out for if it's in rank 1, just deleting whatever's on the way there. Using if it bleeds, if it's in rank 2 or 3. Because it's a size 2, I can always use if it bleeds, just to bleed it. We have Breakthrough if she gets knocked back. And then Adrenaline Rush to cure Bleed and Blight, upping her damage if I need to. She's going to have the Stone Clam Shell Shield since she's in rank 1. She's the heavy target for the thing, and she has the highest health. So that has the minus accuracy, minus crit on her, and I also have the Life Crystal upping her max HP. We have Damien the Flagellant. He's going to be our heaviest bleeder, so he has Insanguinate for when his health drops. This is the 7 for 3 bleed. Otherwise, he has Punish, which lowers bleed resistance. It's a 5 for 3 bleed. Reign of Sorrows, lowering bleed resistance. It's a 4 for 3 bleed. We have the Bloody Collar on him, upping the bleed chance. If he's hit, which I believe the Kraken has some AoE attacks, it does a 2 for 3 bleed, and then he has a bleed amulet, upping his bleed amount, so all of these do more bleed. We have the Duchess, who's going to be doing Thirst for Power, which is a bleed. If she bleeds or hits something that is bleeding, she'll up her damage and her protection. Then we have Crimson Downpour to hit the back 3 rows, bleeding all 3 of them, and upping the bleed amount they receive. We have Magic's Head to up the debuff chance, so that the bleed amount received from this has a better chance of landing. And we have the Nobusuma's Glare, so the hit chance for that is higher. Actually, I want to trade something out on him. So I'm going to have the Poisoned Skull on Vigo. That way, Magic's Head has that dodge, the -8 dodge attached to it, actually working, because Vigo now can actually blight things on attack hit. He also has the aggression tactics, so getting there is going to be easier because I'm going to be surprising more things. We have the Ruler Smack, we have Disrupt, so bypass guards, stealth riposte. We have TikTok to speed up crit chance of whoever he hits with this, and it's a free action. And then actually I'm going to trade out the Ruler for Implode, upping the bleed and blight amount applied. We're going to be using that on Damien most likely, so that he does more bleed and blight, doubling his bleed and blight amount. It also makes him take more, but that is what it is. Just taking everything to make getting there easier. Holy Waters. Gonna take Torches for accuracy. And hopefully we get there. Woe be to those who brace the Krakens Maw. Oh, I forgot we also got the Panacea, so that might help out a little bit. And we got a very straight shot, but a very long trek to this guy. I'm gonna get her stressed down while we're here. I know that makes it so we don't have as many holy waters for the boss, but it's probably better long run. Oh hell, I just realized something. All sound fixed for now. Bit late, but... Vigo can move back. We're going to Reign of Sorrows to the back row, bleeding them. That's a 5 bleed, so both of them go away. And then I'm just going to keep her in human form, so we're going to do Thirst for Power, hitting the Sycophant. And we missed. We're going to do If It Bleeds onto the Manservant. He's bleeding for 2 of 6. Hitting the Sycophant, which hits the Manservant. They're down.
Destroy them all.
No bleed on us. Let's do TikTok. Disrupt for the damage. And Noble.
As the fiend falls,
Stabby, stabby.
a faint hope blossoms.
Default party order. Move on along and trap battle, it seems, for 1 week supplicant. Alright, we'll disrupt. Bleed it. Thirst for power. And I believe it goes away.
Confidence surges as the enemy crumbles.
And we got the flash.
Seize this momentum.
Was it flash fire gunpowder for
the
the
task's end?
highwayman if we get out of here alive? It's a big if right now to me. Some grisly ticks for when we do go fight the... What am I saying? They're here now. TikTok. Then let's do Disrupt. I know it doesn't do much, but it's damage for now. Alright, then, if I remember right, we want to take out these ticks first, but there's not much we can really do about that. Thirst for power, bleeding manservant. Manservant should go down. Rain of sorrows, bleeding back rows. Bleed out on sycophant. Sycophant bleeds out, so just the ticks left. And we'll see what they do. Alright, bleeding back rows again.
Disadvantage. Give them no quarter. Slowly, gently. This is how a life
Disrupt on the one that's left. Why is my phone blowing up? Because I keep getting scam messages. That's why it's blowing up. Watch out for scam messages, people. They are going like crazy on my phone right now. I have no clue why. But always second guess if you've been pre-approved.
decimated.
Or you're missing something.
Great is the weapon that cuts on its own.
Especially if people want something from you. Alright. Let's get rid of the shovel for the crusts there. And we'll call that default party order. Moving on up. We can give you the blood.
Finding
Protect padlock. Solar bracer might be useful for the accuracy or the speed and the crit. No, accuracy if I get this set. Yeah, we'll take that. Thank you, buddy. Then we walk right into the trap after him. Wowza. Right, bleeding the sycophant. Sycophant goes down. I was not watching time either. So this might be a long one, especially with how this is going so far. Alright, bleed out on, or if it bleeds on Supplicant, then Sycophant bleeds out, or Thirst for Power, and we just bleed it out. Okay, cool. Take what we can. I'm gonna take the busts over the money, and we'll continue on along, because that's actually what I need for the Hamlet right now. Holy hell, is there gonna be something in every single hallway here? TikTok on Hellion. Disrupt on Manservant, because I don't want him guarding, so we'll take him out first. Is that the pole? I don't remember. It was the pole. Thank you. You can move forward. Bleed out on Supplicant. It bleeds out. Or not. Thirst for Power on it. It bleeds out.
The slow death. Unforeseen. Unforgiving.
If it bleeds on Sycophant. Disrupt on Manservant. Manservant down. And swat the fly. There we go. Take what we can. Use the food to heal. Do I really not have room for the portraits? I guess I don't have room for the portraits. Continuing on. Jeez, this is gonna be a long one. Okay. Disrupt. Take out maggots.
Another one falls.
One less thing to deal with. Punish. Cocotte. She bleeds out.
Power.
Thirst for power. Gentleman. Okay, that's a miss. That's fine. Can you really rib Cracker from row 2? I bleed out on tick, tick down, just gentleman left. Bleed out. Unfortunate. Punish. He bleeds. Bleeding for 10. He bleeds out. So... Disrupt. Can't really cure anything. And down he goes. No blood to give to Urchin there. We do have the food. We're going to cure Damien. Or heal Damien. Moving on along.
An insidious killer.
If there's another fight in this hallway... Excuse me, what? Thick brush, low ominous hiss sounds as he passed the shrubs. Is this going to be a crocodilian? Okay. Hallway. Hallway fight. There's going to be one in every hallway. Jeez Louise. Okay, TikTok. Blast the gentleman. Thirst for power on Sycophant. Actually, should have done the AoE on them. That's fine. Rain of Sorrows on back rows. 5 for 5. That's just the speed damage shuffle. Gotcha. And they still can't hit me. Cool. Sycophant's gonna go first. Thought it was. It bleeds out. Yes, I know you're there, Bear. What do you need, sweetheart? Sycophant bleeds out.
Destroyed.
Taking what we can.
Foolish horrors.
Eating.
Low and driven into the mud.
Really tempted to take the deeds, but we'll leave it because I want the supplies. Especially with how many fights we're doing right now. Oh, it's a hallway without a fight, people. It's a hallway without a fight. Oh,
Watch your step.
hey, at least it was just one of these. Okay. Yes, Bear, I know. You just woke up, I know. And another hallway with fight. At least we scouted it so it can't surprise us. There is that. Alright, disrupt on Maggot to take them out. Maggot gone.
The pit.
Going to bleed a tick. Actually should have bled rank 2, but that's fine. Tick 1 goes down to bleed. Going to cure that.
Obliterate.
Bleed out on that one, just one left. So, thirst for power. We got the crit, we got the bleed, so plus speed there, bleed out, it's gone.
Eradicated.
Take what we can.
Wary.
You know, I'd have a full stack of portraits by now.
Precipitates a
I think I'm just gonna do
fall.
this. Food. We can heal with this. Yes, Bear, I know. She's clawing at me now. Okay, come on, come on. Let's go get your food. Come on. Alright, so we'll leave the gold. And for those of you wondering, yes, the cat has food, the cat has water. She just is a little weirdo who refuses to go eat the food or drink the water without me there. So I could put the food and the water in the recording room, which I've done before, and just because it's not in her normal spot, she will refuse to eat or drink it. Has to be in her spot, in the room that we usually eat in, and then I have to go watch her eat. It's her thing. I'm not gonna take it away from her. She's a weirdo, but she's my weirdo. So that's why she was clawing at me. He woke up, she was hungry, and she's like, we need to go eat. We need to go eat. And then about 10 minutes from now, she'll go, hey, I forgot water. We need water. So that'll be a thing later. Let's try to take out the manservant so it wasn't guarding. Take out Supplicant so it bleeds out. And then we have you. You know, would Crimson Downpour... This... I thought was supposed to bleed. Only bleeds if she's a beast. But then it would do a 3 for 3. And let's not get the stress right now. Let's just take out the manservant. Bleed out on Supplicant. Then we got the Cocottes left. I really do wonder about that name change. I know I talk about this like every time I have Courtyard Plus installed, but is it just because of like the localization? And then I'm installing like the French version of the game or something like that? I don't know. Or is it just because they felt like renaming all of them? Like literally every version of the things has been renamed. There has to be a story behind that or a reason behind renaming all of them. I just don't know what it is. And I would like to know.
So too will resistance.
I wouldn't say it bugs me or it's like taking away from the game or anything, because it's not. It's just like, it's something you notice. Of course, there's a trap here that we didn't see.
Will find no clemency.
And then it's like, well, I would like to know why, like, weekly Supplicant rather than whatever it was. Like, these guys didn't get renamed as much as, like, the Cocottes and the Gentlemen and things like that, but things that really make you wonder.
The will to fight falters.
Okay, Supplicant down, Sycophant left, and then we can bleed out on Sycophant, and that be that. Now we have a torch for this, so we will de-stress Oivan here.
Success so clearly in view. Or is it merely a trick
There
of
we
the
go.
light?
Then 2 more rooms, or 1 more room, 2 hallways, 2 fights, and then we have the Kraken finally. That didn't take nearly as long as I thought it would. Gargoyle. I see your game. You can technically bleed the gargoyle. I wonder how gargoyles bleed, though, because obviously they have no blood. Alright, let's... I'm not banking on this for bleed out, taking it out all in one hit, so... bleeding the back rows here. Gonna need that. Oh, there goes my plan. You know what? Monstrous Affliction, Crimson Downpour. That'll at least bleed these 2 out, I think. Do a bit of damage to the gargoyle. 9 bleed, 9 bleed. Then we can take out Supplicant. Supplicant bleeds out, just gargoyle left. And then take out gargoyle. Bye-bye. See you later. Oh, is that motorcycle really picking up on the mic? I just got it installed today, so it's kind of interesting to see what picks up and what doesn't.
A trifling victory, but a victory nonetheless.
Hey, we surprised him again. I'm really liking these aggression tactics here. And then disrupt on Maggot. Maggot down. Let's bleed the Sycophant here. So bleed for 7, so it goes down. Bleed out on Gentleman. Bleeding for 3, and then we can do this. And suddenly he's bleeding for 6, so just 1 Gentleman left. Oh, that's a lot of bleeds. We'll see how this goes. Especially with that skewering repartee, that's not great. Bleed out. He misses. He bleeds for 6. So we're going to cure some bleed and blight. Let's go on Damien here. Before he bonks. Okay. So we're going to Firewood. Take the emeralds. Feast for the stress. Take the crusts. I know I probably shouldn't use the Panacea, but we're going to use the Panacea to get rid of the bleed here. Take the blood. Get rid of this bleeding. Probably should have just done that with the wound care. I didn't realize just what we had. I'm going to produce some gold stars. And we are going to use that on Boyven. We're a good student. Which, plus virtue chance, plus resolve experience. We're going to self-care for this minus stress received. We're going to produce a Panacea. After we do the torch. And we'll save the torch as a... No, Vigo can get rid of the trap up ahead. We're gonna pep talk Boyven. Then we're gonna pep talk on Vigo, because if Vigo gets stressed out, things are gonna go to hell. And that's gonna be that. What's in the chest? Nothing of value. Okay.
And baubles. Paid for in
Moving
blood.
on along. Vigo. 90%. Are you kidding me?
Mechanical hazards possessed by evil intent.
Alright.
Waiting
Can't
to
use the
be
torch. Can't really take the rest. We're leaving it. Gonna check for a good trinket here.
Wealth beyond measure.
Well, at least we can sell them.
Awarded to
I mean, the
brave
snake
and
oil isn't
foolhardy
bad.
alike.
I should point that out. It's just, I probably wouldn't use it under normal circumstances once I get anything better. Alright, holy water on everyone before I go in. I'm actually going to switch out the snake oil for the aggression tactics because it's plus accuracy and crit, and it's minus crits received. It's time for a Kraken. This is going to go poorly. $143 health. The swamp stirs. I don't remember which tentacles these are. I know that this one here is actually one of the ones I would prefer to have. I don't remember which one this is, but I think this is one of the bad ones. Okay, so we are going to tick-tock onto Boyven before doing implode onto our flagellant, so he does extra bleed. We're going to monstrous affliction, so we do more bleed damage, or bleed amount received, and then bleed the Kraken. 45 resist. Hopefully it goes off. Okay. Rain of Sorrows. It's the... Yeah, we're fine. Rain of Sorrows. Bleeding for 15. Minus accuracy. I knew I was right to bring the anti-venom.
The mind.
If it bleeds. And then if I'm medicinal herb, I'm fine. Okay. 18 bleed. Changing its arm? No. That's thirst, so I think it can heal. If it bleeds again. 21 bleed. Just gonna... Yeah, let's focus on getting this tentacle down. Disrupt. Thirst for power. If I bleed it, it's gonna go down pretty quickly. Then Rain of Sorrows on Kraken. Yeah, that's gonna go away quick though. Yeah, we need to get rid of that one.
Body and brain.
And it's gonna do that for itself. Is it moving forward? No, just keep up. Okay, minus protection. We are... Cure the Bleed on the Duchess. Also stealth her. Not sure that's really gonna matter much. Crimson Downpour up bleed received. Also bleeding them. 18 bleed on Kraken. One arm down. It moves forward. I guess not. I've never actually really dealt with the arms too much. If it bleeds, Kraken bleeds. 8 damage to it. 18 bleed around. Rain of Sorrows. It bleeds for more. 29 bleed around. It's in the front row. This could be bad. But also, I think it bleeds out. Yeah, it bleeds out. I thought that was going to go so much worse. Oy vey. Hey, we got a trinket for the Legion. Broken Rapier, Legion only. Crimson Court Trinket, minus 15% bleed resistance. Plus 17% death blow resistance, plus... I can speak, I swear. Plus 20 accuracy versus anything that's bleeding. On melee hit, bleed 120% chance, 1 for 3 rounds. On melee hit, bleed self, 1 for 3 rounds. We are all brothers. If you get the full set, plus 30, which I think there's multiple things for the set. There's like 3 or 4 things for the set. Plus 30% max HP, and Devil Axe will do plus 30% max damage. Also got the Jaws of Oblivion for the Kraken, minus 33% healing received. Minus 15% max HP, and on monster kill, all heroes heal 15% of their max HP. I cannot use this trinket, however, it's nice to have. A lot of downsides for an upside I can't use. Kraken down. Give trinket I wanted. Gifted Book of Secrets is gonna be amazing. Not much in collected treasure, but we did walk out with a lot of heirlooms there. So 16 more crests, 1 portrait, and 4 busts. Only 6,000 in treasure, but that's fine because once again we do have the bank. Another Baron's Invitation, so that's gonna go a long way, and then 12 more crests. That's, once again, remember, huge. We'll even hit level 1. Damien crossed the threshold for level 3 and got Kraken Blood, so 1 hero per roster, plus 10% all resistances. Bo even got Wary, so that's Scouting chance and Trap Disarm chance, and Vigo got Lamentful, so chance to increase stress. I love it.
In time, you will know the tragic extent of my
At the Stagecoach,
failings.
there is a Legion. Once again, I'm just hiring everyone for now just because people are dying. Ironclad could be really useful. I think we lost them. I know I haven't been playing much with the Abomination, but I will be doing that soon just because I love the transformation on this model. It's that Raven form. Alright. We're setting ourselves up good. Then I'm not sure where we will be going next. All depends upon trinkets, things like that. The Warrens has the Bloody Tears again. I might have to do the Bloody Tears. Just because these things are amazing, but I think that'll be it for this time. I want to go check how the mic sounds, things like that. Once again, let me know what you think about the new sound in the comments. I'm adjusting things like between all episodes until I get how I want this to sound. So I will definitely be taking a look at the comments and what you guys say, if it's too quiet, too loud, if it needs any little tweaks and adjustments, things like that. But definitely going to be looking at that, and we'll go from there. Next episode, probably the Warrens for this Bloody Tears, because the Forlorn with this is really good. I know I had one recently, but I think he died. Can I show what he does with this? Nah, he died. But Bloody Cross is the move I'm thinking of. So that just gets plus bleed amount tied to it. So it does 1 on the first attack at like first level and 2 on the pullback. So it does more. So it would do 3 on the pullback instead of 2. And I'm not sure if it would do 2 on the throw. So it's really good, and it just gets better the more you level it up. So that's the whole reason I want that. And then the duration would go down, but based on the amount you're doing just up front, it's a lot better. So that's why I want it, and we'll go from there. So that'll be it for this time. As always, I wish you all well. I'll see you next time, and please, have a good one.